You are listening to Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Here are your hosts, Charlie Adams and Timothy Yee.
Welcome to episode 6 of Thunderbolt Sports Talk, Cranston East exclusive podcast of Thunderbolt Sports Media. Believe we're the first to do it, and we're doing it well. Episode 6, 5 down, on to 6, winding down. Title of the episode, we're winding down the fall season, senior nights, coming flying fast for Cranston East. One big one happening tonight, the football team's senior night against Shea. But let's start off with what already has happened for Cranston East. Tim, how has Cranston East done this week in their senior nights and in games in general this week?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I was looking depressing at first, but then it got better. And, or at least for field hockey, it did. In tennis, tennis always does good. Another 7-0 win on senior night. Helena Fisher, Thor Corcoran, Kiara McGarty, Olivia Thomaselli, the singles winners. Sophie, Mariah, doubles teams, Mandy Hart, Izzy Sigler, double teams, Genesis Marion, Bella Hassel, doubles teams, winners, all winning the right there. 3-3 tie for boys soccer against Hope. Darius with a goal, Curtis a goal, Gabe with a goal, Computer down, Christian Gomez, 8 saves. Just really a bite and nails type thing. Defense couldn't get going, against Hope. Obviously 3 goals allowed. And Coventry, man. Please excuse me for a second.
Coventry against our Cranston East Thunderbolts. How'd they do, Tim?
They lost 3 sets. They combined for 12 points in 2 sets. So, take that as you will. But, 12 points in the last 2 sets, man. I can't. Yeah, that's pretty solid performance, I guess.
Come on now. And senior night coming up next week for that team, I believe.
Yep.
Next Wednesday.
Yep, but
they have a good matchup in that game, or
Chariho, they are currently 10-3 last time I checked. So, and Coventry was 10-3 as well. So, certainly a matchup of all time.
And they'll be coming directly off of a game on Tuesday against Mount St. Charles, I believe.
Yeah, I think Mount St. Charles is one of the better teams. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked on them, but they should also be a pretty tough matchup. Obviously, at this point, it's just how far can you go at this point, man? You haven't won a set. You haven't won a home set all season. You haven't won anything in terms of matches all season. And, at this point, man, shoot. Just ball out. Play the best that you can. Enjoy the last moments of it, because it will be the last moments of it. There will be no playoffs to talk about. And it's going to be just, at this point, for most of the teams, just a legacy type thing at this point. We have a lot of teams that aren't expected to go to the playoffs. Football being one of them. Today, there's senior night. Girls tennis, obviously. Boys soccer, I don't know yet. I'm not sure what the record is showing. Can you just refresh me on that?
I think they're sitting at 3-7-3 right now, I believe, after last night's tie. So not really. I feel like they might have a chance. Of course, he sees a losing record, but we've seen this before. We've seen it last year with the girls volleyball team. They finished 5-11, but made the wild card. But maybe the same thing could happen with our boys, man. And you'll have a break from watching the girls volleyball team. You're gonna be down running the boys soccer senior night. You're on PA for that one. Exciting. What's going on in that senior night matchup for boys soccer?
Boys soccer, man. I think I gotta check the schedule on that one, but let's see. They are playing. Oh my goodness, they are also playing Chariho. Can you believe that? So obviously going to be a lot of Chariho talk. That is the Charlestown, Richmond, and Hopkinton. So I still got to get used to that. I had a Chariho sticker on my Fans Only Sports Network computer for a while before that got switched out. Obviously, I'm not a Cheraho student, but you know, I if this is a playoff make or break for the Bulls soccer team, it should be a good one at that. Uh,
A matchup that hasn't been a good one is whoever the Patriots face every Sunday. Last Sunday, they looked just as terrible as weeks before, even though they might have improved their offense a little bit. Why is Cranston East football better than the Patriots football right now?
well, I wouldn't exactly say that, Chaz, but um, yeah, that's a very, 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 very hot take at this point. But you know, I guess you could say the running game, kind of, for Cranston East has been better. Sakari Monroe has been doing well. I mean, he's had a good sophomore season thus far. He's had a couple big runs as a second back behind Ace Foreman. Ace, he's doing a solid job. He's putting his all out there. Even puts in some wildcat formation type stuff. But this committee is just a two-man right now. I mean, I don't really realistically see a third back in the mix at this point comparing to last year or the year before. Um, and I mean, I can't really say anything about the quarterback play for both teams.
Well, Patriots don't look like they'll be contending for any Super Bowls this year. Definitely in the early going.
Yeah. Also, let me bring up one thing I forgot. Game of the night last night. Game of the week, basically. Field hockey. 1-0 win versus Classical on senior night yesterday. I was on the PA for the address on the senior night announcement stuff, as well as on the play-by-play, all by myself because my supposed cameraman was sleeping through his alarm, so he wasn't there. But 15.4 seconds to go from the 33-second mark. It was just the fastest score I've ever seen. I mean, all the way from their home side is the Cranston Co-op. Sophia, a couple of bunch of passes here, leading all the way to the other side of the field to the Classical side. And Sophia Nardelli from the right side swings it left and bangs it right in off the assist from Sarah Regine. So, something I didn't expect and possibly the fastest field hockey score I've seen.
So is now field hockey going up the rankings of your most exciting sports after that game? I know I've never even really seen a field hockey game, but the Thunderbirds yesterday, did they help out your rankings a little?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, they probably shifted it a little bit, but I'm not sure how much. I mean, I still think it's like, throughout most of the game, though, it's still like a defensive slugfest or a quote-unquote defensive slugfest. I don't even know how to account for a slugfest such as this one. Tie 0-0 basically the entire way through. But, I guess plays like that will, kind of lighten up my rankings a little bit. I mean, I know on the college level they play pretty solid. I'm not sure on the professional. I don't even know if there is a major professional field hockey league at the professional level.
Yep. And the NBA playoff or NBA predictions, the preseason wrapped up yesterday, I believe, at least for the Celtics. They looked pretty strong. I actually was able to catch a couple minutes of it. Seemed they had their starting five out there, and they were clicking on all cylinders against the Hornets. They look like they could be competing to break the Warriors' single-season win record.
No comment on that one, Chaz. I've obviously saw how the Warriors went, choking 3-1 in the finals. I think the same thing will be said for this year's Boston Celtics. I mean, yeah, regular season champions. Congratulations. But what really matters is those rings. And when you look at the Miami Heat, man, you see Jimmy Butler, Ben Adebayo, Tyler Hero, who is now angry after being involved in multiple trade rumors.
Well, I think opening night at home, the home opener for the Boston Celtics against the Miami Heat will give you a great preview on how the Heat season's going and how the Celtics season will shake out. The team was looking to be clicking on all cylinders again, but their ability to spread the floor and space with the addition of Drew Holiday and Kristaps, this team is looking like it's going to go places. I mean, there's other teams in the East Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks and Freak Time and I know Dame doesn't really like that nickname, but
Why doesn't he like it?
I don't know. It's so weird, but NBA season's about to kick underway. We'll start getting back into the thick of things of sports that you follow. Now let's go check out a sport that you don't seem to follow unless you're still a diehard Diamondbacks fan after 2 weeks. MLB playoffs. Diamondbacks got their first win out of the way yesterday, moving that series to 2-1 as the Phillies still lead it over the Diamondbacks in the NLCS, and then the ALCS series tied 2-2 with the Astros winning again yesterday, and now they'll be back home for the rest of the series. Look to go back to the World Series, maybe repeat champions. Tim, I'm just going to ask because it's the right thing to do. Do you have any thoughts on the MLB playoffs?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. It's going swimmingly. They are playing baseball. They are hitting balls. They are catching balls. They are throwing balls, and that's all I have to say about that, Chaz.
Well, seems like you're locked in and dialed to TBS and True TV and Fox for the MLB playoffs.
Yeah, those baseball players are playing baseball.
It's probably true. We got a lot of things to cover on this podcast, a lot of sports related and then a little unsports related stuff to cover, but more excitement to come on the podcast. Let's start with Connor McDavid is Himothy. And Connor McDavid, if you didn't see it on your social media, I don't know if even you saw it, Tim, but he passed off of the boards to himself, I believe twice, before making a crazy goal. Did you get to see the play?
I mean, no, but if I had to relate it to something, if you by your description, then Marcus Mariota, when he threw the pass to himself in that divisional or wild card versus the Chiefs to score his own touchdown, I think that's basically what Connor McDavid did from your description. So basically, it's either Connor McDavid is Marcus Mariota or Marcus Mariota is the greatest of all time.
Okay, well, we know the latter is definitely not true. I couldn't tell you if Marcus Mariota is even on an NFL team right now.
He's on the Eagles, I think.
Oh, well, it sounds like he won't be starting anytime soon. Next up on the list, sticking with sports highlights, the Bijan Robinson top-down camera. This camera has gotten a lot of attention on social media for how it shows off Bijan's elusiveness in the Falcons' backfield. And I just think that it's overrated. You know, it makes the jukes look absolutely ridiculous. It looks like a video game because it is like a video game camera, and it's not anything out of the blue for Bijan, and his stats aren't anything crazy. I think the camera's overrated, Tim.
Well, I mean, I think from the untrained eye, I guess you could see it kind of looks stupid, but you know, it's a social media team. You gotta find a way to innovate yourselves out there. You know, we do it ourselves, TSM. We always try to find up something new, try to cook up something new all the time, man. I mean, with this podcast is another way to try and, you know, vary things out in terms of the media perspective, trying to explore the different various worlds of the media. And I think what they're doing with Bijan in terms of the top-down camera, you know, is a really nice idea. I mean, you could say that makes his jukes overrated. That is true. I mean, from your perspective, but you know, really, I think from the media perspective, I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's a really good way to showcase your players. I think it's a really good way to, you know, do all that and you know get some likes out of it, man.
And you were talking about TSM innovating. So where do you see TSM in the next couple of years once we graduate? How is TSM going to stick around and innovate past the president and vice president being graduates and out of Cranston East? What do you see for the future?
I mean, it's tough to see for the future, man. I know that we have a lot of uncertainty regarding who will actually be running next year and on all levels at this point. I mean, we're not even sure if we have like a on-time, full-time guy to continue the broadcast. I'm not sure we have even a guy at this point, or guy or girl at this point, to write any articles. I'm not sure we have anybody of any point at all that is like committed to the next level. I know there's like some freshmen, but I'm not sure how they'll handle this next year. I know it's going to be a lot of change. But in the next couple of years, if somebody finds a way to, make this thing work out and expand past that shelf life, I think that's the main point. But if we do so, I think the next 5 years should be really, really big, especially with the new apps to edit stuff, new apps to, just create your own social media posts, new technology to film even more high quality stuff than ever before, and with our partnership with the Fans Only Sports Network, I think that they're just going to help us get even bigger in terms of that perspective. And I think we really have to understand is that you can't have the next 5 years if you don't have the next 5 years of people. And I think that's the main point we got to talk about.
And you said you might not have anyone on air to be ready for full time next year. Are you planning on sticking close for college and maybe making the travel down every Friday or every single event like you've been doing this year and going full Ben Chen Super Senior mode and covering all games still?
Well, I mean, at least I get paid on like Ben Chen sometimes. But if it comes to the point where, I mean, I'm not gonna. I think my personal reasoning, if I ever stay close to home, is so that I can be close to my family. Probably in state, but if they need somebody, I mean, I'll be more than happy to, come down. If they just shoot me an email, I know you're nodding at the Super Senior Fact Chaz, but. It's really, because Krasnice has done so much for me in terms of just providing me with the opportunity to even do sports broadcasting in the first place. Mr. Simone, Mo Holtzman, all those guys throughout the years that have like helped me become a better broadcaster, a better person, just a more well-rounded kid overall. I mean, just so grateful for the opportunities, and if they ask me to do something, I'll be happy to do something.
So we have a lot, like I said, on the slate today. We have one more, sports story really left to talk about before we delve into some other topics. Senior night for Cranston East football. We're gonna give them their time. They're facing Shea tonight. Shea apparently not the greatest team, but hopefully Cranston East can get over the hump against what people are deeming as worse than Cranston East at football.
Worse? Where'd you get that from?
Sources are saying that they're worse. So it might be a senior night spirit, and it might translate onto the field.
You know what's weird? Last week, or I don't know, whatever the week we had, the 2 weeks before, that was supposed to be like quote unquote last regular season football game broadcast, because I'll be on the mic tonight for the PA mic tonight for senior night festivities and stuff. I'll be controlling that from the music standpoint and the stadium standpoint. So it's gonna be your show tonight on the Fans Only Sports Network, 7:00. I'm sure you and Evan will have a blast on that one. If Shea is worse, then I expect a good game, because from what I've seen from Cranston East, they're not too hot. So I think at this point it's more of a who will look better than who will look worse. Because I think if we have teams as, let's say, not as successful as the ones up top in the D2 category, I think we'll see a good game. I think we'll finally see some offense. I think we'll finally see some passing offense. I think we'll finally see some good defense. I think it'll just be a fantastic game from start to finish.
I'm definitely hoping so. Me and Evan Morrell, TSM members, handling the broadcast while you're unable to as PA announcer. What's on the playlist for you? Maybe any Bad Bunny, Shambea by Bad Bunny. I don't know Spanish, so I don't know really what he's saying, but I know it's a great song. There's also new songs off of Drake's new album, For All the Dogs, that could definitely make the cut. What are we thinking for tonight's game, especially pregame where you're playing the most?
So Larry Yin sent me a list of songs that the football team wants me to play. One of them includes Sexy Red Ski, which I will play at some point just to let people know. And if people have a problem, just come up to me. Dreams and Nightmares, obvious classic, Meek Mill. Finetto, Chief Keef, Time, Lil Baby, Lowdown. Finito?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Ski.
What did I say before?
Finetto. But you're setting the tone early with Ski on the playlist.
I mean, I don't know. I'll play it however in order.
I have to play some Nicki Minaj.
Not a Drill by V's, Baby Keem by Baby Keem.
Oh, yeah.
Live from the Gutter from Future, Jimmy Cooks, Drake.
Okay.
Expletive, I can't say that on a podcast. Let's Do It by NBA Youngboy. Back on Lil Baby, Won't Step on Me, NBA Youngboy. A lot of Youngboy, Lil Baby on that. Plus a Sexy Red, plus a Meek Mill, plus a Drake, plus a Future, plus Baby Keem.
But will you be adding any music to the playlist? You know, you have all the final say up in the booth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll leave the warm-up songs to the seniors football players because it's their night, not mine. I'm just there to announce them and their parents and all that. But maybe during the timeouts, maybe during the halftime after the shows perform, we do that, man. I mean, it's going to be a long and fun night here. I know might have some extra spottage on me.
Also of note, senior night as well for the cheerleader team, I believe.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of cheerleaders. I guess a decent amount of cheerleaders, but they have their nights too. They've put on a show. They've put on an effort this season. I know one of them to the point that one of them got sent to the hospital. You know, after jumping on something. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Not
they
sure
deserve
I
some
was
love,
even
too.
there for that. I don't even know. I don't remember any of that.
Some cheerleader had to be carried out to the parking lot to be picked up by ER.
Oh, nice. So that's pretty much what Cranston East is doing and pretty much what's on our minds in the sports world as well. I know there's a big slate of Saturday college football games as well as an exciting Sunday football. Both leagues firing off, getting off to a hot start, you know. Let's move into topics that are on our minds, not related to Cranston East, and let's start with Fortnite. So Chapter 1 is rumored to return. This is one of the biggest stories that I was waiting to cover on the podcast. It seems like Chapter 4, Season 5 will bring back Fortnite to Chapter 1, and they're going to cycle through all 10 of Chapter 1's seasons and all their maps for the first month of the season before returning to Chapter 4. How excited are you for the new Fortnite?
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched, man. I mean, not like, I mean, kind of sarcastically psyched because I haven't played Fortnite in like a good couple months. I haven't played since like summer break, but you know, back in season 1 when I started I started season 3, so I remember my first time starting my first drop ever was Dusty Depot. I finished 59th out of 100. And then I found a video on the Sandy Shores, whatever type thing with a hidden chest, and I just decided to go there. So obviously I haven't been the most experienced Fortnite player, but I'm good. It's glad to see that we're bringing it back, especially with all the chaos that's been happening throughout video game by AAA companies. I mean, Call of Duty literally has like Future, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all on that. So it's good to see that we're going back to the classics, you know.
Return to simpler times for the beloved game by many 10-year-olds out there. Also happening around Cranston East, NHS book reading, hashtag Futta Kids. You got to read about glizzies to the kids on Monday.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. It's not about glizzy. It was about hot dogs. You can't just say something and expect them to know what a glizzy is. So I had to read it the way it was. I'm not gonna go on your suggestions, Chaz. I'm not calling every hot dog I see a glizzy.
I mean, the biggest highlight from my spectator point of view was you saying you would eat glizzies every day of the week if it didn't cause dietary issues. Is this a true statement, or were you just hamming it up for the kids? Like,
Whoa. I did not say glizzies on that. Whoa. Okay? You got to calm down with the glizzy type stuff, Chaz. It was hot dogs. I had to say something for the kids, man. Hashtag for the kids. I was like, yeah, man. I would eat hot dogs every day, but they cause health issues for me. So,
yeah, well,
so I was like, can't eat them every day. That's just a fact. They have cancer chemicals, whatever. They have I don't know. You can't eat them every day. They're literally hot dogs. They literally spew grease.
well, if it was up to me, or it might be, I might have to go with reading. I haven't done mine yet for the National Honor Society, but
Yeah, because of this episode, I don't think you bear says thanks.
oh man, well, definitely gonna feel that. I can't read that great book that I've never heard of, but I might have to instead read a Diary of a Wimpy Kid, just a complete full book.
Full book. I don't even think a 4-year-old kid or a 5-year-old knows how to comprehend Diary of a Wimpy Kid yet. So
All right, well, that was my compromise from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So
okay, you might as well just read them the worst book alive, Chaz.
I'll just read War and Peace next, I guess.
I don't know. Tell him to read Frankenstein. I don't know.
And there's also something new that's in my hand right now, Tim. Would you like to let the audience know?
Tuvo baby Chaz is here.
Oh yeah. One
yeah.
of them's working though.
Yeah, one of them's working. I don't know. What'd you do with the other phone?
I powered it off and shoved it in the drawer. I'm gonna probably have to take it out because I lost all my contacts. So it's time to make sure I get them all back. Not able to transfer my data because my old phone, turned off too fast. That was the whole issue. Like motherboard fried or something.
I think it was the storage. It happened to my old iPhone. What iPhone do you have?
It was a 2020 iPhone SE.
SE. So, did it still have the button?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why. Not that's why, but same thing happened when I had my iPhone 7 last year. I think it was the storage capacity thing. I think we were 2 gigabytes away from just reaching out its max. And I think you need 2.5 to just make it work. So, it was 32. What am I thinking?
Yikes. 32 gigs is
yeah,
pretty much impossible.
Yeah, so with technology advancing ever so rapidly, it's bound to occur that it's going to clog up some storage. And, it had come to the point where I had to switch out my 7 for a new 12. So I really miss my old phone. I don't miss it. I like this.
I think it might have had to do with upgrading to iOS 17 or being in and out of hockey rinks, going from cold to warmer environments might have done something to it. I know iOS 17 had caused extreme heating problems for the iPhone that was fixed, apparently. In the 17.03 update, that's what they say at least, but even my iPhone 12 has been getting a little hot for me. So we'll see. It's definitely an improvement, a step up to have the 0.5 camera and, of course, have the emoji. I don't even remember what animal I chose to use off of getting the phone. But
I think you chose to use a mouse, Chaz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a talking mouse. It's one of my favorite features.
Yeah, good to see you're just fully embracing yourself as a Boston Celtics fan, man. Really, congratulations.
Yeah, well, anyone who knows anything about sports knows that the biggest rats in sports are bandwagoners who decide to become Diamondbacks.
I'm not a bandwagon.
In the middle of a playoff run.
I'm not a bandwagon. I follow the Diamondbacks, never unfollowed since last year, bro.
Yep. Banned reported.
No.
Scammer gets scammed.
No.
Scammer gets scammed.
No.
I think I can skip the next topic. Jesus Christ, what's going on there? But let's go to life in school. Yeah. What do you got for us, Tim? Life in school, if I'll say something first. The college essay Common App early action deadline is winding down. I wrote a whole new college essay. Shout out to Mr. Smith. After grading
you wrote a new college essay?
My first one, I just emailed him and said, yeah, so basically the essay I gave you, I made a whole new one, and I'd like you to look at this one
Why'd you make a new one?
because I thought it would be a better topic, and it kind of is,
I
or
mean,
at least
you-
in my opinion.
I mean, do you want to share it with us?
No.
No. No, if it's going to be a better.
It's
Okay.
Mr. Smith's size only, I guess, or
All right.
pretty much at this point. But
Alright.
hopefully we can get those college applications in. What's
Yeah.
going on over here?
I mean, if you can answer to us, do you have already a decision where you'll be early applying to?
Oh, well, I'm just going to go early action everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
Might as well. If I have them in, there's no supplemental essays, even at Northeastern for some reason.
Oh, wow.
So I might as well just go early action once I have everything all set up.
Okay.
Applying to 4 schools, I believe.
Okay. Can I make a quick guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dean?
That's one of them.
URI?
Yep.
Okay. Northeastern?
Yep. Need one more.
You like to give a hint?
Nope.
No. All right. Massachusetts or RI?
We'll be there on Sunday.
Bryant.
Yes. Pretty big hint. Bryant men's hockey on the Fans Only Sports Network this Sunday.
Yeah.
Me and Tim reuniting on hockey play-by-play.
Will we see Ben Shin at the rink?
Yeah, maybe.
Will
He
you-
ain't getting paid if he shows up.
Will
But.
we be getting slammed on the ice? I mean.
Oh, hopefully. That'd be great.
Whoa!
That'd be great. Then maybe he couldn't be a super senior anymore.
Whoa!
So, what's going on in your college search, Tim, as we approach the early action deadline? Do you plan on applying early action anywhere?
Probably, yeah. I mean, Dean, the obvious candidate. URI. Maybe Syracuse.
Syracuse is, at least now, I believe Syracuse is a little out of my range.
Yeah.
Just distance-wise, I don't know if I'd want to go that far.
Yeah, that's the main issue. I mean, if I get accepted to Syracuse and they give me some solid money, obviously because pretty broke around here, man.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, just because I left Olive Garden with 5 cents in my pocket doesn't mean I'm broke at this point now. But certainly, Syracuse gives the right deals. I'll consider it, man.
Mo Holtzman reunion potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just go to Michigan.
Actually, you want to know where if I were living closer, I would probably go to attend to spite another person? Ohio State University.
Now that's way too far. I don't even know. It's nowhere. That's really on your map, or are you just here
not particularly.
Holtzman?
If I ever wanted to, I would have applied. I would have put down my Common App immediately. But obviously, because it's Ohio freaking State, obviously I'm not gonna go ahead and do that to myself. I mean, I love my Ohioans. I love my purple politicians down there in the Ohio River. But then again, I also love home. I also love Newport Creamery. I also love my potholes.
Nice. Well, a lot of things you love, but there's another college that's on many people's radar, the Tennessee Vols. I know Thunderbolt and a Vol. I don't know if they're similar.
Thunderbolt Sports Media.
Like voltage. I don't even know what Vol means for that school, but
Volunteer.
that's Peyton. Oh, okay. So I guess they're not related. But do you think Peyton Manning is going to increase your chances of applying towards a University of Tennessee communications program?
I mean, shoot, now that you think about it, I might as well just add it to my program at this point, man. Obviously, distance issue, but again, if U10 provides me the money, I will take it.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Tim will do anything if the money's right.
And before we do the next topic, I want to go through the other topic before we do that specific topic, which I want to save for around the end, I guess. If that's fine with you, Chaz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so right now, I mean, all right, let's do that. Let's see how we should do this. So obviously that last one we can't talk about right now. So I mean, we have an amazing set of administration here. We got Mr. Barberi as principal, Mrs. Tejada, Mrs. Hitchings, Miss Ward, Miss Kopecky, and Mr. De Palma, man. I mean, he is a guy. He is tall. He is bald. He is everything you want in an assistant or assistant principal, man. He is he is without a doubt one of the funniest people, unintentionally funniest people I've ever encountered in my life ever. I mean, Chaz, you were there for the Alice.
He was definitely on one in that assembly when he was instructing kids on where they should be seated.
Yeah, I know
or
he's
seated.
calling out. I know he's calling out Michael Terry, from the football team. On the, when he's telling everyone to sit down, he's like, "Sit down, number one. Sit down. We're all friends here."
I think he even called out the football team for
Yeah.
not winning a game. He definitely looks like a
Yeah.
podcast guest potential
Yeah.
for the future, maybe in some of those weeks
Yeah,
in
he's
between
a-
seasons.
He's a frequent attender of football matches, Chaz. A lot of football matches he'll attend. He's watched a lot of these football matches. He's football matches is his thing. He's always talking about Patriots football matches with me sometimes at this point. I mean, I talk it up with him sometimes. I don't know, maybe we'll even see him in some basketball meets,
And you're talking about Alice training, but speaking about Mr. De Palma, do you have any idea of any of his plans to protect the school?
Uh, well, certainly, man.
Maybe provided from some sources.
I have a inside source that's telling me that, if we had the chance to, Mr. De Palma would love to bring a wolf. He would love to bring a security wolf in there, which I think is, it's just a perfect solution to the shooter problem. Having a wolf there would just keep away anybody there. And Chad, if you have any objections,
I
please
mean,
tell me.
what I'm surprised is that no one's thought of it first. I don't know how it's gone so long without anyone besides Mr. De Palma bringing this to the attention of the
Yeah.
world, that the answer to such a big issue is a wild animal roaming the halls.
Yeah, and I know people have that question of, how are we gonna control this wolf? How is this wolf not gonna, prevent itself from eating anybody? Especially the freshmen. I know the freshmen. I'm gonna be just buck wild on that dog, and that wolf might get to the point where it might just chomp one down. And
Now, where do you put it in Alice? Do you make it Wallace in its first line of defense? You just hear the woo, and that counts as the
I
alert
think
too.
you don't even need the Alice. You think you just need the W.
All right.
You just need the wolf at this point. Yeah, and
You know what W also stands for is winning. So it
Uh-huh.
seems like Mr. De Palma's plan
Yeah.
is fired up, got Cranston East. Probably the safest it'll ever be if that goes
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, and the question is, maybe if it's too safe, maybe the wolf will eat everybody, but that's why he put in an excellent solution to that. That's why you train the wolf to not eat people.
Well, it seems like a case of Fluffy the three-headed dragon from Harry Potter that Hagrid was able to train. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the greatest idea I've ever heard come out of Cranston East in the past 3 years and a half that I've been here.
Yeah, we've rarely had any better. I mean, we've been under 2 years of this administration. I've never heard anything better. But something that might even be just a teeny, tiny bit better. But I don't know if it's as competent as the wolf thing is RIIL playoffs. I mean, we've been reached out. I mean, I've been reached out for the opportunity to do some public address, and we've both been talked to from Mr. Simone about some potential play-by-play opportunities to do that. And what we really need right now, they also want a cameraman to help out. So that is going to be a main point of conversation heading into November season, aka playoff season. Chaz, you want to do a tournament-style bracket on our camera people?
Yeah, well, we both have our own camera crews that help us out when we're broadcasting for the Fans Only Sports Network. So it's only fair that it's my guys against yours. And
How many guys do you usually regularly employ?
well, I've had four, I believe. So 4 main guys that kind of switch out. I'll start at the bottom with Ashton. So member of TSM, kind of, I guess. He has a pass, but Ashton, he did one game. He did a hockey game for me.
Yeah, what's good with Ashton?
He was all right in the hockey game. It was fine. He did what he could in that arena, Lynch Ice Arena.
Yeah, you guys have a nice group chat, Snapchat Wednesday. He Chaz group chat to turn back into a group chat I'm not supposed to be in.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was Ashton's fault. But speaking of Ashton still, his next assignment after that hockey game, which he got paid well for, was to do a soccer game be on camera or record the camera for girls soccer, and he slept completely through the game. So
how?
I don't know. I had to wait. I waited outside his house for 10 minutes and then just left. It ended up that Junior had to do the camera for that game. So transition into Junior after our last place in my side of the bracket. Ashton, you're basically out for the championship games. There's no way that we're bringing you on. Junior, I'll just go into you. Not sure if you're really third because you've been doing a good job. He's improved. He takes criticism and reacts to it, especially Central football. He was a little tight with the zoom, cut off the bottom receiver like 10 plays in a row, but he adjusted. He would listen to instruction and make the shot better and zoom in when necessary. So Junior's definitely high up there. He'll have another chance to record football tonight at the Shea game. So another chance for Junior to show off his talents. And we can move on to Evan Morrell, the third of 4 candidates for my list. And Evan, no, he's not going to make it. He's definitely third on the list. I'll give Junior the chance to compete for first place on my side of the bracket because, Junior, he deserves it. And Evan, shaky camera work, a little just like push, stop, and go. No smoothness to it. He was doubling up on analyst duty. Seemed to do both of them worse as a result.
I think that's the reason why he was doing little tick things. Because that's what I did during the field hockey game when my cameraman was just blindsided by the fact that he was in dire need of sleep. So yeah, I get that from reference perspective. But you got to be the one that has to curb. You got to be the one that has to force the advice into Evan Morrell.
Yeah, well, he had his opportunity to show me what he's worth, and he failed. So he's also out of the competition for any state championships opportunities on camera. That brings me to my last member of my crew, Larry Yin. He's been my go-to for traveling to any games out of state. We've headed up to Trinity College and Janice Rink in Lowell, always there and ready to make some money watching hockey. So he's only done hockey so far, but in those games, he's gotten good results or at least good compliments. Seems like he's doing the job correctly. So it's really between Junior and Larry. And I think I won't even make a decision on those two until we get closer, more confirmation on who's really going to be there. But what's going on your side?
Yeah, well, I have a ranking style thing, but there's just one clear candidate on my side. I'm not gonna get to that, but let's talk about the other kids first. Let's talk about the juniors real quick. Tafa and Doye just got accepted to South County. Now has to pay a hefty fund to just even get the stuff needed to dress up. He's alright at best.
His camera work is pretty crap. He's managed to make the camera shake like insane amounts. I don't know if you have the greatest tripod.
To be fair, it was the old tripod, but
I have that tripod. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And Tafa would just zoom in onto people and then not be able to get back to the main action in time. And he's always bringing food everywhere. So that's another thing.
Yeah, I've always told him to just eat before we do the gosh darn game. But he can do whatever he wants. He's gonna get out with his paycheck. He's gonna cost $20. He's already paying $20 for whatever they're serving at Nazis Halal. like half his like salary. And now this halal. What he does all right. Zoom in. I mean, I think the main occurrence is zooming in on stuff is just really kind of tough. John Caroa, a major zoom inner. He has been, unfortunately, very, 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 very intent on zooming in on things that are sometimes not necessary to zoom in. I know he's been unfortunate. I mean, sometimes he's had the niche to zoom in on injured players, which is not the biggest thing you want to do. Yeah, but they listen. They listen. I tell them what to do, and they do it. And they do a good job at it. Nothing else to say. I mean, if you keep your eyes on the action, that's a good enough job for me. But let's talk about Alan Chen, the Chen brothers. Essentially, Alan's doing pretty good. He's improving. Ben is doing solid. He's been improving. I mean,
Ben's
he has
still
been
improving past his
he
high
has
school
been
career.
he hasn't been doing as much this year as last year, but he's certainly been that guy to always be there in the clutch on time, and I really love it. It's efficiency, it's availability, which is really the most important thing to me. But let's talk about my clear top cut candidate at this point,
Now,
man.
before you even talk about that, who was the guy who was asleep yesterday?
It was John Caroa. So, while my preferred reaction words would be to be extremely, I mean, I teed off. He gave a valid excuse, I guess. He gave fair points, but if it happens again, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's enough out of John Caroa. I don't think he's out of the running. Let's go on, to your top candidate, which I have to agree with from what I've seen in the short time he ran the camera when we were doing a game.
Yeah. When was that game? City Cup.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Someone must have took over the camera.
Yeah. So City Cup. Just Andy Wu. So congrats to him on being my top choice. He is a hard worker. I mean, class rank number 4. Obviously has taken a lot of AP classes, and that has somewhat translated onto the camera perspective with his effort on the classroom as well as on the bleachers. He's just been a dog, man. He's been focusing correctly. He's been zooming in at a good amount of times. He's been just so smooth with the camera, and he's just been everything you need from a camera guy. Just been able to keep up with the action, has been able to, just do everything he needs to, and I think that's why he is my top candidate.
All right, glad we were able to get that out of the way. TSM cameraman rankings in preparation for what should be hopefully a big opportunity for both of us. Now, you have something big on here that you've prepared for, some Family Feud fast money.
Yeah. So basically, last week we did the podcast. I had a Would You Rather, which that got kind of shut down quickly. But this time, Chaz, I came prepared. So we have 5 questions, and only 5 questions because we don't have a second guest to, take on the 200 challenge. So if you get to 100, you automatically win. I'll even tell you the rest of your answers and how you'd fared on them. But let me pull up the notes app and we can begin all that. So, all right. So if we can, it is 8:44. So might as well just begin this quick. All right. First one. Tell me something you can buy. Or actually, let's explain the rules first. Okay. You have 5 questions. Give 5 answers. Based on a survey or whatnot. You give, however popular the answer is, you get more points on that. First to 100. If you get to 100, you win. Basically, that's how you do it. So first question. Tell me something you can buy that costs $1 or less.
Water.
Water. Okay. All right. Name another word for book.
Novel.
Okay.
Good answer.
All right. Might even pull up the Family Feud type music. All right. Name a sport some mothers hope their child never plays.
Hockey. Good answer.
Okay. Name someone you might ask for directions.
Tourist.
What? Okay.
I mean, come on, man.
A
I'm under
tourist?
pressure here.
All right.
Just
All
time
right.
it.
All right.
Can't get them all right.
All right. Finally, name the most annoying thing other drivers do on the road.
Cut you off.
All right. Are you gonna play the music for us, Chaz?
Yeah, I'm getting it up.
All right. All right. This is Tim Harvey from Family Feud, and we are here with Chaz Adams for just an amazing Family Feud. Chance, if we could get some claps in.
Woo! Woo! You did great. You did great. What was the score? What was the score?
Okay. Let's get things started here. All right. So, let's begin. You can turn it off now. All right. We asked you to tell me something you can buy that costs $1 or less. You said water. Fortunately for you, Chaz, that is not on the board today.
All right.
Top answer was fruit with 29, fast food with 23, soft drink 17, newspaper 10, stamp as 6, and gum at 4. So you didn't get any points on that. I'm sorry, Chaz. I'm sorry.
Seems a little sketchy. I don't know how no one in this 100-man survey couldn't have thought of such a great answer.
I don't think people just exclusively buy water bottles on their own. I think they buy the water packs, and that costs more than $1.
All right, next one.
All right, you said name another word for book. You said novel. That is actually the top answer, Chaz. So you get 55 on that. So you're already halfway through, even though you got the first one completely incorrect.
So I won. Let's see.
So
Keep her going.
55 is the top
crown.
answer. Story 16, paperback 10, pamphlet 4, tome 4, volume 3, publication 3. So you got the top answer on that. So good job, Chaz. Good job. All right, next one. Name a sport some mothers hope their child never plays. Your answer was hockey. And Chaz, that is the top answer. 36 points. So that will put you
91?
I think. Let me add real quick. Let me add with my calculator app real quick. So we had 55 plus 36. Yeah, that is 91. So really, you need 9 more points and you get the winning bracket.
No way I can lose now, Tim.
And your second place was football with 34, baseball 13, soccer 7, rugby 5, basketball 3. Any shock to that, Chaz?
Yeah, I don't know what baseball and soccer are doing that high. I mean, everyone's played soccer. I feel like every kid in there has gotten put into a soccer league as a youngin'. So I don't know what they're doing there, but what's next?
Name someone you might ask for directions. You said a tourist. The survey says 0. That was actually not on the board.
Crazy. Coming down to the last question now?
Friend, yeah, let me talk about the responses first. Friend was the top choice in 20. Siri or a basic GPS app was 19.
I would have gone with it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Gas station employee 16. Store owner 14. Stranger / pedestrian at 10. Priest 9. Neighbor 3. And parent 2.
Dang.
I mean, if you wanted to nudge that into the stranger pedestrian category, I guess you could get to 10, but in favor of the suspense, Chaz, we're going to save that for the last answer. So we finally asked you the final question. Name the most annoying thing other drivers do on the road. You said, cut you off. Survey says you are past 100, Chaz. Congratulations. That was actually the second place answer.
Of course
and
it
you are
is.
past 100 points needed to win the
Too
game.
easy question for a guy living in Rhode Island.
Top
Happens every day.
Your top answer, not using turn signals. Do you agree with that, Chaz?
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, but it's definitely less dangerous, or at least less dangerous as long as they're not doing what the number 2 answer is.
Speeding, cut you off, 26. Speeding, 13. Driving too slow at 12. Tailgate at the 7. Using your cell phone at the 4. And playing loud music at the 3. I know you play a lot of loud music in your car, Chaz, but congratulations, Chaz. You won the first edition, maybe the final edition. I'm not sure what we'll do next week of a Family Feud. So 8:50. And we have you want to give us a little teaser on our next episode?
Well, I don't even know. I think we might push it for another week after that, but it's getting on to spooky season. I know I went to see the pumpkin spooktacular at the Roger Williams Park yesterday, and too many people. We just turned around and went back home, so it was a big waste of time. But yeah, it's getting a little spooky. Things around Cranston East are starting to get spooky, and soon Thunderbolt Sports Talk will become spookier.
Thunderbolt Spook Talk.
Yep, Thunderbolt Spook Talk.
Thunderbolt Freak Talk.
What? All right, well, we're disregarding whatever Tim just said. Thunderbolt Spook Talk coming to you in the coming weeks. A lot of interesting topics, a lot of curious things that have gone around East. We have the answers for you on the program. So make sure that you tune in for that episode. And if you tuned in as we approach our 56th minute of broadcasting our podcast today here at the Green Room in Cranston East, and if you're tuned in still all the way through, thank you for all the support. We hope to see you again here soon. Have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, no matter where or when you're listening to this podcast. Great episode in the books. Episode 6 down. Sign us off, Tim.
Yeah.
What the hell?